Stop it. I just dropped. I just dropped the item.
The iPad?
Yeah. Cracked screen. No, I ain't cracked the screen.
What, your little table upstairs?
No. I'm live anyway at the moment. No one can hear me. Hello, everyone who isn't there yet. I thought I'd go live again because I was just sat here doing nothing and I dropped my iPad all over the floor. I've got to do it in here, in the front room, rather than in the other room because I'm trying to get comfy. I'm trying to sort this out. So I've got a decent angle for people to see and you're not looking up my noses. Should have done this first, shouldn't I? But there we go. There we go. I think that'll do it. I think that'll be fine. So here I am. I'm live. I'm live again. All over the place. Moaning about my white beard. I'm just uploading. I'm uploading a new video at this moment as we speak. Steelbook opening. Just titling it here. Steelbook opening. So what's been going on? I have just got this steelbook after Xavi let me down. Blu-ray. That too. Steelbook opening. Blu-ray. Yeah, Xavi let me down with this release. They didn't have it in stock. I pre-ordered it. I messaged them Monday and said, look, you ain't taken the money yet. Why haven't you taken the money for this pre-order? They came back with, because we haven't got it in stock. The warehouse is empty. Okay, so, and I'd gone to Bromley on Monday. I'd gone in HMV. This was about 11:30 in the day. And they said to me, we would have only got one in. You should have come in earlier. All right, fair enough. So I cancelled Amazon. Xavi. And sourced it from Amazon in the end. It came the other day, Tuesday. I've only really picked it up today. And there we have it. So at the moment, that video is uploading. I've got to create a thumbnail for it. It's the only thing I've got to do. So yes, so there we go. So what have I been up to? So I've got a new CEX pickup. Don't laugh. Zombievers. Zombie beavers. Now, I believe that Bumper over at Bumper's Movies told me that this was okay. I mean, it's going to be B-list sort of, B-movie type thing, but it might be fun. Who knows? We'll see. Have you seen it then, Gareth? Have you seen this? Or are you just saying it's a classic and you haven't seen it? That's Gareth there from Video Tasties. Yes. And I've got to get Uncle Buck as well now. Well, look at that. Horrible stickers. Got to get myself Uncle Buck. Oh, I got Uncle Buck. I don't know. Yeah. And another bit of post today that came as a comic book. And it is the new Fantastic Four issue 1. And for the first few issues, I know they're doing covers like this, which is sort of black and white with images of the characters on. This is actually drawn by the comic book artist Alex Ross, who did actually do the steelbook art covers to the Blu-ray releases of the classic Universal monster movies, Frankenstein and the likes. Frankenstein, Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, was it? I don't know. I can't remember what ones. I've got them all. This was before the 4K steelbooks came about. I'm talking about the ones with the really nice art. So yeah, Alex Ross, who's a fantastic comic book artist who I've known his stuff since like late 1990s. I think my first introduction to him was on a comic book called Marvels from Marvel, which was a sort of a look at the Marvel universe through the eyes of a photographer, a reporter working for the Daily Bugle, not Peter Parker. And from his perspective, you saw the introduction of all these classic characters when they first came about, so to speak. And Alex Ross, he didn't just do the cover art for these Marvels; he done all the interior art as well, and they were fantastic. And what he generally does is he uses models and like real people, and they dress up and then they pose, and he gets his drawings from that. And he's done some fantastic Superman. I'll have to dig him out and show him. Wonder Woman he's done. Superman, like Marvels of Spider-Man, Fantastic Four and that, and he's fantastic. So Gareth says that he enjoyed this Zombievers. Obviously, I'm not expecting anything fantastic from it. I'm expecting it to be a B movie, fun, hour and a half experience. I'm not expecting it to be. That's me. Who would I cast as Mr. Fantastic? I'm no good at fan casting. I really am not. I didn't mind Ian Grufford. Ian Grufford when he done Mr. Fantastic, and I did like the idea of John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic when that was all. I mean, I know he did in Doctor Strange, but when that was all rumored about for years and years, I thought fantastic because I like John Krasinski. I wouldn't. Oh, in another world, I'd like to have seen him. I'd very much like to have seen what he could have done with Captain America. I'm not. Chris Evans was fantastic as Captain America, superb, the best Captain America. But in this alternate world that I think of, I'd like to have seen if John Krasinski had got that role because he was close to getting it, how that would have come about. Who would you cast as the Punisher movie come in 2024? Is there talk of a Punisher movie in 2024 then, Gary? Because I don't really keep my finger on the pulse when it comes to upcoming projects and all this. I take a lot of it with a pinch of salt. You've probably seen my opinion on the Punisher and what they're doing in the comics with the Punisher, in that they're not. You've not got a character. You've got a character that they don't want to put guns into the hands of anymore. In this latest comic book, so I'm somewhat concerned whether Punisher, whether they're actually going to do the Punisher justice. The thing is, in the States, the skull design itself has been perverted, shall we say, into a symbol utilized by the police in places. How they're allowed to do that, I don't know. The military have utilised it, and certain hate groups have latched onto this symbol as well, thus causing a lot of issue with it. Now, the Punisher symbol is a symbol of it symbolises what's wrong with society. It symbolises what's wrong with the justice system, shall we say. It's being utilised by army and police and this sort of thing, but it's actually a symbol of a failed justice system that failed Frank Castle as well. And yeah, I don't know. I know that they're doing a new Punisher series where he's Cosmic Ghost Rider again, where older Frank Castle is Cosmic Ghost Rider. And I know that they've recently brought back Punisher 2099, a character called Jake Gallows, who's got guns, and he can have guns because the guns he's using are not real guns. I mean, as in they're this sort of future tech looking things, so you can get away with it because of because it's not real, basically. It's all fictitious sort of weaponry. And in the latest Punisher run, he's only picked up weapons. Like, he did pick up a bazooka at one point and utilize it, but what it was firing was a weapon filled with pin particles, so it increased the size of whatever it hit to fall onto people. So he wasn't actually using a rocket launcher per se with a grenade in it, and this is what they're doing. So for a new film to be coming, I'm wary. I'm very wary of it because I think we've gone past that, and I don't think Disney Marvel want this character as he is. That being said, if they'd done, I know there was rumours of him being in Armor Wars because they'd done the Punisher when he was dressed in where he sort of or he got hold of the War Machine armor and Punisherized it up. That I can see happening because again, it's a fantastical version of the Punisher, as is the Ghost Rider Punisher. So I don't know, but who would I cast as the Punisher? I have no idea. Again, because my fan casting, is I'm rubbish at fan casting people. I truly am. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the Dolph Lundgren version. I enjoyed Dolph Lundgren's take on it. Thomas Jane's my favourite Punisher of all time. Ray Stevenson looked the role, 100% looked the part based on the old sort of comics, how he was drawn, sort of slick back hair and this sort of thing. And what's his face? Walking Dead guy. Name eludes me at the moment. I liked him in Daredevil season 2. Thought he was great. But I wasn't a fan I wasn't a big fan of him. I don't think he's the best. I know people say that he's the best Punisher and all this sort of thing. I think that's down to the violence that you get on screen that comes with him. But he's too. I don't know. He isn't the Punisher for me. How are you keeping? Any new videos on the horizon? Let me know. Doctor Who The Collection Season 9 is next box set next year. Is that the one I just got I did get a notification of a new Doctor Who box set coming through about 5 minutes ago, I think from Zavi. Is that the one we're talking about? Yes, I'm still even open on that. Wait, what one is it? What did you say? Pertwee. Yeah, I got notification of this one coming. Is that the one we're talking about? I don't know. Doctor Who on Disney Plus. I wanted Colin Baker and Christopher Eccleston to come back on Disney Plus. I'd be surprised if Eccleston would do it. I really would. I'd like to see Thingy get a miniseries. Paul McGann. I'd love to see a Paul McGann Doctor. I think that's needed. Yeah, because obviously he was very, very short-changed. If I had a choice of one Doctor to return and watch again, even in a miniseries, I'd say Paul McGann, because we never got it, and he was really good. Yeah, doing one. I'm actually editing one right now. Yeah, I'm uploading a new video at the moment, literally. Still book opening. It's quite slow this time of day, though. It could be ages before it's up. And I did get. I'm not going to show it. I'm going to show it in the video. I'm going to wrap it back up. Give you a tease. So I've got a steelbook here, wrapped up in here. Not brand new, it's not 4K, it's just a Blu-ray. And it's a steelbook that I have been after for about a year. And the only one I could find online cost upward of £60 from the United States of America. Now, the other day I found someone selling one, obviously it's opened, for less than 30, so I jumped on it. So I'll do a video on that because I'm so pleased to get this, because it forms part of a collection. of steelbooks that I've got, and I was missing this one, although I had a different design steelbook for that film, but I needed this one to match the other 4 films that came before this. Just giving a little bit of a tease there. There we go. And then we've got hiya Michael, how you doing? Michael says, if you want another funny zombie B movie, I'd recommend Cockney versus Zombies. I've actually got that on Blu-ray upstairs with a lovely lenticular slip. Yes, Cockneys versus Zombies. Richard Pryor stars in it, doesn't he? In a little role, and it's got what's her face in it from EastEnders, who played. She was in the Doctor Who episode where they're on the bus and they go to that planet and they're in the desert, and she was the woman who was the new version of the Bionic Woman. I can't remember her name. Black-haired, dark-haired girl, quite attractive. Name eludes me. Yes, it's got her in it, and I thought she was very good in Doctor Who in that episode. I think you had big bee-headed people, didn't you, or something, or fly-headed people, if I'm recalling. You should know, Michael. It was one of the specials, and I thought she'd have been fantastic as an ongoing companion to the Doctor. What was her name? Alexa, who starred in the remake of The Bionic Woman?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the Bionic Woman, aka Jamie Summers, was portrayed by Lindsay Wagner in the American sci-fi TV series from 1976.
I asked for the remake.
And also by Michelle Ryan.
Michelle Ryan. That's it. She got there in the end. Yes, Michael got there. Look, Michelle Ryan. Yes. So Michael, I have seen Cockneys versus Zombies. It was a lot of fun. I remember sitting here watching it when it first came out. The kids watched it, and Mrs. watched it, and it was fun. It was an enjoyable zombie film. Sorry, that's me. If you see my hand going like this, because I'm reaching for the comments. I want Ace to be in more Doctor Who next year, and Jamie and Zoe. We'll see. I don't think you will see them again, to be honest. I know we've got the 60th anniversary coming up in November, which seems a decade away. It seems so far away, but it'll be here quick. But I think you'll see other actors that we haven't seen or revisited yet. I'm doing part 5 of best upcoming films. That's fantastic. Just bear in mind, I don't really watch trailers. Trailers don't inspire me to watch films. I'm going to CX and HMV next year in Portsmouth and Brighton. Okay, yeah, so Brighton's got HMV. Portsmouth hasn't, though, I don't believe, have they? I know they've got CEX because obviously I've been there. And also, if you go there, right, jump on the Gosport ferry, yeah, which only costs like a couple of quid because it's only a very short journey over to Gosport, literally about 5 minutes on this little ferry. It costs a couple of quid. And if you get straight off of that boat, head straight up, you go up the high street on the left-hand side, there's another CEX right there. So you got, Gosport ferry, which you get from, obviously, Portsmouth, and just go across. I went to that one for the first time back in the summer. That's the first time I've ever been to the Gosport one. The Portsmouth CEX I've been to on a few occasions. But yeah, Michelle Ryan, we got that. Have you watched Enola Holmes? I've seen the first Enola Holmes. I haven't seen the second yet. But my intent is to watch it. But in the original books, I'm sure Sherlock Holmes didn't have a sister, did he? So Michael says, I've started working on my Christmas special. That's fantastic. I started working on Christmas in January or February. I started filming Christmas videos, yes. My intent was to have them all done by now, but I only got to part 5 out of 12 Days of Christmas, which I've done last year as well. and I only got to I got to part 5, and that was it. I keep meaning to. I've got to do the rest. I've got to do the rest. I might do one tomorrow. See if I can get one done tomorrow, knocked out. I might cheat on one and do something short as a Christmas. Yeah, I have started watching. I did watch last night the first episode of the Santa Clauses, the Disney Santa Claus TV series continuation spin-off, whatever you want to label it as. Let's see how my my video's done. My video has uploaded, which was very quick. I haven't done a thumbnail for it though yet, so I can't put that live yet until I've created a thumbnail. So when I've done in this chat, I will do a thumbnail for that, and that will go up tonight. There's a steelbook opening, not this one. That'll be to come. And tomorrow, obviously, I've got my Defending the Dud episode 2 speak to. There we go. I bet the next companion for Doctor Who is Paul Hollywood, because BBC keeps doing TV actors like Bradley Walsh and John Bishop. I've got no idea who Paul Hollywood is whatsoever. I don't think the BBC has been on in this house for over a decade, probably. Yes, I watch Doctor Who, but not via the BBC. Yes, I don't have a TV license. You don't need a TV license to own a TV. You only need a TV license to receive live incoming transmissions. It's a bit of a they would have you believe it's a bit of a the BBC would have you believe you need a TV license for everything, which is total crap. You don't need a TV license to own a TV, just that incoming transmission. What films have you not yet done for your 12? I'd have to look back at last year. I would have done things like Elf, Die Hard, Polar Express, Christmas Vacation. It's more sequel territory that I haven't done. I don't want to. Some of them are like they're sort of redacted. My premieres don't say what they are, so you have to wait and see. But I'm going to mix it up a bit. It's not just going to be films. Maybe a few other bits in there as well. My Jaws unscripted review drops tomorrow morning. I shall be watching that, Michael. I can't not watch a Jaws review. I'm very much looking forward to your thoughts. I just quickly liked the video. Okay, thank you. James Millship, Jim Jam, movies and TV. Go over and subscribe if you're not subscribed to James. He's got a good channel. Good afternoon, sir. The Great British Bake Off. What about it? I've never watched it. What's your favourite Christmas film? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Do you like music documentary films? I'd say it depends on who it's about. If when you say documentary, do you mean like sort of semi-biographical? Are you talking like Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man, that sort of a film? Yes, but like it depends on who it's about, really. If the person interests me, or things like that, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I'm not going to watch a biographical film based on a film based on someone like Eminem, because I don't like Eminem. Yeah, it depends who it is. My new series is coming along nicely. I saw that you said you'd filled all the spots in one of your comments. Look forward to it. To seeing what I think it's a good idea for people to, I sort of did try it. I did sort of do a while back where I invited people to give me films to watch that I hadn't seen, and I would do and review it. But this was about a year ago. It didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. You got a better title. I think mine was just I forget what mine was called. I can't remember what it was called, but very similar. But yeah, I think got a good title, and it's good doing it as a sort of mini series. You're doing these 6 episodes, I think it is, you said, and then you can take a break from it and come back with a sort of season 2 later down the line, which it is. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I think it should be illegal TV license. I think it should be free because ITV's got adverts, and we don't mind if BBC does. So I kind of want. Yeah, BBC is a very outdated institution who likes harbouring not right people. Now then, children. Jimmy Savile, that sort. Yeah, but yeah. Worst thing the BBC done was older people didn't have to pay a TV license, and then they go in and make elderly people now have to pay a full TV license. That's disgusting. Disgusting. BBC, there's nothing good on the BBC. There's nothing good. I think it was around 2008. It was around 2008, that sort of era, that I gave up with a lot of British TV, in that this is when the era when they went into making more of the you do real people in it, like what's the one where they're all in the house? What's it called when they're all in the house? Yeah, reality TV. They started making loads of reality TV, and it's just a cheap way of making TV. Because reality TV, you don't need, all right, you have one set built that they base them in, but you don't have to have writers, you don't have to have costume design and all this sort of thing. And I think what done it for me was when ITV used to make Sharp with Sean Bean, based on the Bernard Cornwell books, and they'd done the series. It went away, then it came back with a couple of TV films, and then 2008 you had the Money Crisis, and then even ITV said we're stopping with this sort of programming now. And I know the BBC has gone back to it, and some stuff has been made. I don't know if it's who makes Peaky Blinders and that. Is that BBC? I don't know, but I know there's some projects out there like that which would have piqued my interest. I'm yet to watch Peaky Blinders. So that sort of stuff's great, but I just don't want to. I don't believe in. Yeah, I don't watch TV, so why would I pay for a TV license? I think it's disgusting, and it was so easy to cancel. I cancelled it. Yeah, then they wrote to me saying you haven't, done the you ain't paid TV license. Okay, ring them up. Yeah, I'm stopping. I'm not paying my TV license. Why not? I goes, because I don't watch live TV. I don't have live incoming transmission. So for that reason, I want, and they said, okay, we'll be back in touch in 2 years. Fair enough. TV detector van sat outside. There's no such thing as a TV detector van. That's all rubbish as well, because they won't even make those sort of papers available to people. As you can request things now, request papers and all that, and Freedom of Information Act. They won't even release that information because it's all based on fear, and the letters you get through the post from them is all based around fear. I dare anyone to find me a person who has actually been taken to court and fined £1,000 for not having a TV license. Doesn't exist. No, criminals. I'm ranting about the BBC. Paul Hollywood is in it as a judge. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I think it should be. Oh, yeah. We've done that. There's no going to. I think BBC should be a subscription service. That's the future of it. Obviously, it is. I know it's meant to be closing down anyway, isn't it? That was the lot. I don't know. I don't even pay attention. It's news. Paul Hollywood is in it as a judge. In what? What's he in? Sorry, I've lost the context of that comment. The only thing good was Doctor Who, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and was that good? That's questionable as well. Certainly not under Jodie Whittaker's tenure as the Doctor. Was it any good? And Chris Chibnall. Even Moffat Moffat was fantastic as a Doctor Who writer when he was writing under Russell T Davies, but when he became a showrunner, he wasn't as effective as what he could have been, or what you thought he would have been based upon some of the scripts he'd written for Doctor Who under the RTD era. Although I wasn't a fan of Matt Smith too much. It was okay, but I did really like Capaldi after Matt Smith. So I put Capaldi higher than Matt Smith as one of my favourite Doctors. Yeah, Peaky Blinders is BBC. Great British Bake Off. Oh, okay, right. I've got no idea who this fella is. Even Bradley Walsh, to be honest, kind of took me out of it. He's like a very pantomimey kind of an individual, isn't he? And I'll be honest, that other fella that they've had on recently in Doctor Who, I can't remember his name. I think he did say it somewhere up above. John Bishop, that's it. I got no clue who John Bishop is. I know he's some sort of a comedian or something, but honestly, I've never seen anything with John Bishop in before his appearance on Doctor Who. If he could walk up to me in the street and I wouldn't know who he is. That's like, yeah, I've got no idea who he is. So let's have a look here. Wait a minute. I'm just looking at some messages on my phone there. Oh my God, that shouldn't even be up. I haven't even done a thumbnail for that one, Michael. I've not even done a thumbnail for it. 2 views, edit. No, wrong one. Edit, public, unlisted. Michael, I have just made that video unlisted as it should be because I haven't done a thumbnail and it shouldn't have been up yet. So you got a sneak peek at it. That's because I was on here talking and doing this. Look, it's getting dark. It's getting dark and like I did the other day. So that'll be up later anyway. When I do my thingamajig, my thumbnail for it. Yeah, go on then. Whoa, bright light. I feel like a gremlin. I have had a feeling it shouldn't be up. Yeah, no, just because I hadn't done the thumbnail. It was going up today, but I hadn't done that thumbnail yet. The only thing Paul would do as companion is hit the Daleks with cake. Like I said, I've got no idea who this guy is. I did as well. I felt like, yeah. Hi, Danny, how you doing? Now, I did just have a text message from yourself, didn't I? Let me read your text message, not out loud. Just let me read it. That's not nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, because what happens earlier was Danny had said to me, still looking, can you imagine you look pretty cool when you were on a bike, on a motorbike? I did look cool. I was the epitome of cool. I was like Tom Cruise, cool on a motorbike. But my reply to Danny to that one was, not so cool when I was bedbound, then on crutches with a massive scar across the face also. Yeah, because we were talking and I had said in a video that I had a motorbike crash back in 2004. A car had come out in front of me and I had no time to stop and I rammed into this car at 40 miles an hour and then flew across the oncoming traffic onto a grass verge. And I don't really know what happened after that, in the sense that I all I know is that when I woke up, I couldn't walk for. I couldn't walk for. It took me about 6 months to walk again, effectively, and I did have a scar that ran. Where is it? All ran this. Is it this eye? I'm looking at myself in reverse. I can't see. So it all ran around this eye here, all over the eyelids, all here. It went across the bridge of my nose, and this whole part of my face was literally opened up. My wife at the time said to me when I was in the hospital, I was picking my nose because I had all congealed blood up it, like you do, like I would have, and I was picking this congealed blood out. I was on the table. I was like, on a bed thing, and as I was doing it, it was sort of like pushing blood out at the top of the nose. So this whole area was opened up, and afterwards I had, I think I had about 56 stitches that ran across here and all up over the eyes, over the eyelids. This whole area was, and that was caused by the visor on the motorbike. It was a really sunny day. I was riding along. This car came out. I hit it, flew over, and the visor obviously hit the ground, and the visor went like just instantaneous, like seconds. And then it split all this up. And like I said, not only that, I couldn't walk for a very long time. It's not like now. Obviously I can walk. I'm not left with like limp or anything of that ilk. I'm not. So look at me. I'm fine. And walking is fine. And running, I can run. Just the weight makes it a bit slow, and I can't run as far as what I used to because of the weight and the age. Michael says, I'll send you on the thumbnail for my Christmas special, as I'm really proud of the thumbnail. Just finished work. Well, I had several motorbikes, but at this time it was only a like 180cc Gilera DNA, which is like a hybrid bike between a scooter and a motorbike. It's twist and go, but it looks like a motorbike. Very thick tyres on it. Great looking bike. I was actually I can't go into that story. I can't go into that story. But yeah, it was just a crappy little thing I was on. It was just to get me to and from work at the time. I did carry on. That didn't stop me getting back on a motorbike. Thing was, I remember being on the floor, and I was. This is when I was bleeding out and all this stuff, because I lost a lot of blood from the other injuries that I had further down my body, which stopped me from walking. And I remember time had no meaning at this point, but I remember coming to consciousness, and I was saying, like, to the police and to the ambulance crew, can you get my keys? Can you go and get my keys for the bike? It's the only set I've got. The bike was written off, obviously it was. I'd gone into the car at 40 miles an hour. But I was worried about the keys to the bike. There we go. How long did it take? A long time to heal up? Yes, it took me in total probably about 2 years to heal, because I had a hole. I had a hole in my coccyx that run up into my back, about 14 inches, and it was about the size of a 50p piece. So you can imagine I had this hole running up into my back like that, and it was this that prevented me from walking. And when you consider that I had this hole that was so close to the spine that so close to the spine that it never caused any damage, which is fantastic. Then I say fantastic. Then so many near misses. The scar into my face, over my eyes, over one of my eyes. How close was I to being blind with that one in one eye? It didn't happen. it was an unlucky day, but a very lucky day in that sense, if that makes sense. But there we go. It's one of those things, isn't it? Would I get back on a motorbike? I do. I miss it at times. Fair weather times, I would say. You know, I look at motorbike and think, oh, you know, I miss that. But I wouldn't get back on one now. No, I learnt my lesson. I learnt my lesson. Dimension, what's up, man? Nothing much. Yeah, you know, we're just having a general chit chat. I have ordered from States Blu-ray season 3 of Batwoman for the DC collection. One missing, and no Blu-ray release for it in this country, so it has to be imported to keep that Blu-ray going. You know what I mean? I don't want to input a DVD into there. Luke, Luke? How are you doing? I hope you're well, mate. You got anything new on the horizon coming? And if you watched anything new lately? I was hit by a car going 40. Yeah. The police wanted to do me for my accident after a long period of time. Yeah, I was on to the police saying, what's going on with this investigation? What's going on? What's happening? And eventually they said, oh, CPS, Criminal Prosecution Service, thinks that we can get a conviction. Fantastic against the driver. No, against you. Hold on a minute. You want to get a conviction against me? For what? Driving undue care and intention. All right, yeah, send me over everything you got. Send me, because obviously I'm allowed to have that evidence and that. And it based upon, I said, how's that come about? Well, based upon witness testimonies. Okay, all right. Send them over to me. So this happened in September 2004. Beginning of 2005, sometime, I got the statement. I say statement, witness statement. So it was one statement from a witness, and this statement was taken in at the beginning of that year, like in January, and I had the accident in September. Straight away, and I had the opportunity to plead guilty by post, and instead of going to court, and I just wrote back. I sent back saying, no, I'm not. Take me to court. Take me to court. You've got a witness statement taken 5 months after the event. Take me to court. They never did, because it just thrown out. It wouldn't have ever. 5 months. A lot of people can't remember what happened 24 hours ago, let alone 5 months ago. So it would have just been tossed out by the judges anyway. What film have you done for this year? 12 Days of Christmas so far. I can't give that away, because I've got my thingies up, and they're sort of like they're sort of okay. I can tell you what I've done. Is episode 1 is a film review, episode 2 is a film review, episode 3 is a film review, episode 4 is a ranking, episode 5 is a film review. That's as far as I've got. But when you go into my videos, they're sort of hidden. They've been hidden all year, and that's how I've done it last year, I think. It's sort of like a secret until they come up. Just a little bit of fun, that's all. So I'm not giving away that information. Sorry. Morning, AJ. Kimberly Heron dies. I'm going to show some ignorance now. Do I even know who this Kimberly Heron is? I'm going to have to look it up while I'm here. Is it someone I know? It's not a name that I know. Kimberly Heron. Kimberly Heron. Who? Oh, the Ghostbusters actress. Yes, I did see that. Yes, I did see. Who was she in Ghostbusters? Playboy. She was a Playboy model. She's 65. Ghostbusters actress Ghostbusters actress known for infamous sex scene dies. Former Playboy playmate and Ghostbusters actress Kimberly Herron has died at the age of 65. Herron died peacefully at her home in Santa Barbara, California, on the 28th of October. What? Oh, that's a while ago. Ex-Playboy model's niece, Teresa Ramirez, shared a photo of Herron and her two late sisters, saying the cause of death was not immediately disclosed. Herron established a career in the modeling industry, appearing in several magazines and gracing the cover of Playboy 3 separate times, including the publication September 1982 and 83 editions. Stunning Blonde was Playboy's Playmate of the Month in March 1991. In addition, she modelled for clients such as Ralph Lauren and Fit Magazine. Herron played the role of Angelina in 1984's Romancing the Stone. However, she was widely recognised for her memorable sex scene in 1984 Ghostbusters film, blockbuster Ghostbusters. Okay, so she was the ghost who unzips Ray Stantz's belt during that. Yeah, okay. It's sad when anyone dies, but life goes on, doesn't it? It has to. But how we deal with death is just as important as how we deal with life. Indiana Jones 5 director said the trailer for Indiana Jones 5 will come out less than 30 days. Yeah, that's good. I still think that the trailer for the last Indiana Jones film, the very first teaser trailer, was fantastic. I ordered the movie called Parked. If you watch Michael's review, it's a good film. I did see Michael's review up to the point where he went into spoiler territory. It stars Cole Meany, who was obviously Miles Chief O'Brien in Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and starred in many another film. The guy who hit me tried to get me done, AJ. Wait, you were walking and the guy hit you at 40 miles an hour and tried to get you done. No chance of them getting you done for that. No chance. Michael, got to go put washing on the radiators. See you later, Michael. Take care, mate. Speak soon. I watched Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It was terrible. Fantastic. I won't be watching it until Disney Plus. I won't go cinema to see it. I didn't see the first Black Panther at the cinema. Marvel, being a big Marvel fan that I am, you'd think that I love and would, I don't know, there's a certain fatigue to Marvel now. There really is. There's a certain fatigue to it, and I just can't get into it. Okay, God help us, film critic. If that trailer is coming out soon, Disney, you're slated to ruin the movie beloved classic in 2023 of classics from their library by cranking out horrid, unneeded sequels. There are a lot of films that are unrequired. Have you ever thought of writing a movie? No, I haven't. I did, however, I helped my son out. My son had years ago he came home from school and he had to do a sort of make a poster for a sci-fi film, his own idea of a science fiction film, and also at the same time do a treatment, a sort of loose story idea for a sci-fi film, and I helped him with that. Obviously, everyone in the school went with the idea of aliens invading and all this, and I went with something quite different for him, which was based around a future where humanity has grown, population control has hit, and people, when they reach a certain age, beyond work age, essentially have to be cold, and people in society who are deemed people with disabilities and things like this, in the context of the story that I'd come up with, to keep the human race numbers down, had to go through a culling process, like really sort of dark, bleak look at a future where something has to be done with the human race to warrant the food situation and this sort of a thing. I was heavily criticised by saying, you can't do that, you can't do. Well, I can. It's a story. It's just a story. It's not me saying this is what I want to happen. It's just a story of this future, and this was a particular story about a father and son, and it was the father's time to step up and be culled, so we say, because he'd reached that age, and the son wanted to get him to this. There's talk of this place that exists where this doesn't happen, and their journey of getting there and all this sort of a thing. It was just a treatment idea. It was just something that there wasn't much thought put into it. It was just based around a poster and an idea, and the fact that everyone else goes for the alien invasion idea, and because it's just the kids. But I came up and said, "Oh, do this." I goes because it gets you thinking. It's certain relevance to it with how the planet's going and the overpopulation and a way of controlling it which isn't fair to people, and so it's quite makes you think, and it's got questionable ideas in it. But so that's the closest I ever got. Good question. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, AJ, mate. How are you? AK, hope you're well. AJ, you sold me on you speaking at my funeral. You have a way with words. Thank you. Reading. Reading is wonderful for the vocabulary, and learning new words. Always endeavour to learn something new. That's what I say. I say it to my kids. I say to them, be the best person you can be. Don't ever stop learning. Read and open up that vocabulary, and my daughter's really embraced that. She's 17, but Christ Almighty, speaking to her sometimes, I fall down. She's so good with it. What's up? Watched Tar last night. Not too. Forgive my ignorance. Tar. I've got no idea what that is. Watch Tar. What is that? Police and ambulance came, witnesses too, but they didn't say I was lucky as he only hit my back, but still hurts. But did you get a payout for that? Did you sue him? Did you get insurance or anything? You should have done. Back injuries are very hard to actually. Christ almighty, if that happened to me, I would have been on it straight away. I'd have been on it straight away, seriously. Hi, AK. Hi, mate. AK Movies. Hi. Everyone saying hello. Look. About you, AJ. You've been up to, AJ, mate? What you been doing? Anything good? No, I've been working today. Working from home, albeit, but still working. But it's nice because I can take a break, sit down, watch an episode of something on TV, go back to work. It ain't like my keystrokes are monitored or anything like that. Stephen Luther. Stephen. Hope you're well. Stephen's from the US. What's the time? Oh no, it's earlier in the day. You're about 8 hours behind me or something like that. Sounds good. It should actually be I don't know if the ideas come from has been done. That's the problem with that idea for a film of mine. I don't know if it's been done. All ideas are generally, or bits and pieces might sound like something else. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a good character study between a father and son. It was relevant to me and him, father and son. I have this fascination with movies set in a post-apocalyptic future, sort of Mad Max kind of a feel. Yeah. Hello, the monkey. Adrian James. Hello, Adrian. How are you? I hope you're well. The monkey. AK, what is your favourite holiday coffee order? That's an interesting question. Stephen Luther. Have I ever been to jail? Only in Monopoly, mate. Only in Monopoly. I've never been to jail. I've never been in a jail cell. Yeah, no, I've never been to jail. or to prison or arrested in the entirety of my life. I'm a good lad. I'm not a coffee person. Sometimes I have coffee. My favourite holiday place, going to India. Love to go there on a holiday. I'm not. I'll drink. No, I don't. I did go for a phase of drinking latte, but now I'll take a sip when my missus buys it, of hers. But she sat just there off camera. But I won't pay the money for it. I won't pay £3.85 or whatever it is for a large latte from Costa. Even my daughter the other day, she was drinking a I don't know, a white chocolate something or other, coffee type, I don't know. And I said to her, how much is that? It's a Starbucks. She goes, £4 something. I guess, are you mental? £4? Because what I do is it's like my missus used to have 3 coffees a day. 3 coffees a day she did. She's over there. And, and I said to her, hold on a minute, how much does that cost? She goes, £3 something. I go, so you're spending £9 a day, £10 a day effectively on coffee. I go, so, and you're doing that how many days a week? How many was it? 7 days a week. £10, £70 a week on coffee. Wow. So I can't entertain it. I can't entertain them prices. That's mental. How many Blu-rays could I buy with that 70 quid? And that's the way I see it when I go into like I said, I showed this earlier. I got my missus to pick me this up. Zombievers. I've not seen it. Bumper from Bumper's Movie said it was pretty good, and Gareth from Video Tasters said it's a fun film. Right now, that's £3.50. That's cheaper than a coffee. Cheaper than a coffee. Right, and it lasts longer as well. 70 quid a week. What world are we living in where that happens? I never ordered a coffee. AJ, you should do a video there with AK Movies. AK was on the chat the other day. On Tuesday, I invited him in. Yeah, he had nice feet. He watched the video to see what. I would love to, the monkey mate. AJ is my favourite YouTuber. He's fantastic. I don't believe that, AK. I'm not your favourite. But thank you for the kind words anyway. I'll get James Cameron. Yeah, James Cameron. I bet he's lost it as a filmmaker. I can't see him being very good at the moment. Oh, look. So I just jumped to the bottom, but Zombiever is fun, says Stephen. Oh, brilliant. I look forward to watching it. Where are we at? So that's my hand scrolling through the messages there. I did nothing, still have the paperwork. I was pretty young at the time. My spine never been straight. You should have sued for that. You should have had a claim up, mate. Even if you've got the paperwork, it's, I don't know, there's a statute of limitation on it, isn't there? I believe. Not unless you're still under medical care for it. That it could, you know, if you had advised the solicitor, but there's a statute of limitations and stuff. I know. I think it's, I want to say 3 years. I may be wrong. Don't quote me on it. It's been a long, long time in an accident of putting a claim in. However, if you'd put a claim in first off, but you suffered injuries that went on for years and years, it kind of supersedes that statute of limitation because you already opened it up, so to speak. And because you're still suffering with injury and being... And if those injuries are for life, then it would have been, obviously, you wouldn't be waiting, but all the time it'd take to heal the injuries, nothing would need to be done until the healing process has ended. So if they knew, say, in 5 years' time you could be healed, you'd wait the 5 years because you get far more. But yeah, it's, I think the statute of limitation is 3 years as far as I remember it. Tar has Kate Blanchett, about Lydia Tarr, a musical conductor, and her basically treating people like crap throughout her career. Okay, all right. Kate Blanchett is a very good actress. So was she good in that one? Hello. What's your favourite book to read? Okay, real book. What's my favourite book? I really love the Sharp books by Bernard Cornwell. I think they're fantastic. Herman Melville's Moby Dick. That's a very difficult, hard read. But because obviously I don't read books over and over, one and done with a book. But I would have to say that if one of my favourite books, easiest book to read because it was just so fun, was If Chins Could Kill. It's the Bruce Campbell biography book. He done 2 books. I think one was If Chins Could Kill, another was Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way, which is about, it's a fictitious story of Bruce Campbell, and he's in it, but he wrote it. So it's a fictitious story of him trying to get this movie made called Let's Make Love, hence the title Let's Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way. And these are 2 fabulous books because I love Bruce Campbell as an actor, as you know, I think he's fabulous, and these are so fun. These books, you pick them up, and if you know Bruce Campbell, you just, these books are fantastic. Do you drink Costa, as I love that, or Ray, just don't agree on the prices? No, I don't drink Costa. I don't drink bourbon. No. I went on a cruise years ago, and I swear to you, throughout this entire cruise, I drank nothing but water. Yeah, I was on this funny water. I went on a water diet per se, but I wanted to see the reaction of if I just drank water. I'm not talking about not eating food. Obviously, I ate food, but what I'm talking about is drinking nothing but water. So I wouldn't drink tea, I wouldn't drink Coke, and I'd done this for about 4 or 5 months. And we had a cruise, a cruise to, where was it? Norway. Cruise to Norway at this juncture in time. And even on that cruise, it was so cheap because I didn't drink anything, and the food was all inclusive. That was fantastic. But yeah, so I wanted to see the reaction of what it would do to the body if I only ever drank water for a certain amount of time. After about 3 days, I felt really drained, and this because I wasn't consuming any sugar in that sense. Yeah. An interesting experiment. Come round my place, AJ, mate. I make such fantastic tea. If you drink tea, I would love that, and keep in talking films. How's that sound, mate? It sounds fantastic, AK, with the exception of the geographical issues involved. Have you watched Piranha? Are we talking the original Joe Dante Piranha, or are we talking Piranha 3D, starring Kelly Brook? Kelly Brook. My missus sighing because I mentioned Kelly Brook. Yes. Now she's laughing because I mentioned Kelly Brook. Saying Kelly Brook. My missus don't mind. She knows it's only a pipe dream, but she's on the front of my phone as well. Yes. So what Piranha are we talking? Zombeaver is fun. I look forward to it. Nice gold chain, AJ. Did you buy it for yourself? Or was it a gift from your wife? That's actually silver. That's a silver chain. I don't wear gold. White gold I might wear, but that's silver. No, it wasn't a gift for the wife. She. That's why my wedding ring is actually. That's not silver. That's actually, it's not white gold. It's palladium. I think it's palladium, isn't it? This wedding ring, yes, made out of palladium because of the work I do, and I need something stronger than gold or silver. Something that was more hardy. Jamie Hart. Hello, Jamie. How are you? Hope you're keeping well. What you been up to? Any new watches? Any new pickups? Any new anything? I'm just uploading a new video. It's called Out and About at Bilston, episode 9. Where's Bilston? That's up north somewhere, isn't it? I don't know where it is. I did do geography as well, but doing geography isn't quite like that as you would believe it to be in that sense. Jamie Hunt, how do you feel about Cosmic Ghost Rider? I don't mind Cosmic Ghost Rider. It was a lot of fun to read when he first came out a few years back. It's a nice sort of what if scenario comic, a sort of aside. But if they were to forego Frank Castle and this is your new Punisher as Cosmic Ghost Rider. No, because I'll tell you why. Because the cosmic side of comic books don't really work for me. I have issue with reading cosmic based characters. Sci-fi in comic doesn't particularly work for me too well. I prefer that more sort of grounded reality to characters and ground level heroes. So I like Ghost Rider as a character, as a sort of Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch version. Not so much the Robbie Rays in the car, although I didn't mind how he was portrayed in the Agents of Shield TV series. I quite like that portrayal there. But as a comic, it's Danny Ketch or Johnny Blaze. More so Danny Ketch. That was my sort of era of getting into Ghost Rider in the 90s when they'd done that, drawn by Mark Texiera. So he's sort of like ground level hero, almost street level, with a bit of the demonic side, obviously, of the comics. Punisher's obviously a street level hero, and I like them. But to combine them into Cosmic Ghost Rider and put them in space, it's quite difficult for me to get into that. Jamie says, "Hi, Monkey." Everyone's saying hello. That's great. I'll post you the paperwork on message. It's only a couple of pages, but have to dig it out. Okay, mate. Would you rather watch Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2? Home Alone 1 is the better film. Home Alone 2 is obviously a sort of rinse and repeat of Home Alone 1. Not that I'm criticising it for that, because I love Home Alone 2 as well. I think they're both solid Christmas films. But Home Alone 1 would be the one that I would watch more. And I remember seeing it in cinema. I remember when it came out. Great film. Great Christmas film. I haven't got 4K. I need to rectify that at some juncture. Jamie saying hello. Hello. Hail to the chin. I have hail to the chin. So that's Bruce. That's obviously Bruce Campbell. What is that? Is that a book? Have I missed that? I'm searching now on Amazon. I'm searching on Amazon if it is another Brucey. What is it? Hail to the chin. Let's have a look. Oh, further confessions of a B-movie actor. Audio. Oh wow, I've not. Yeah, if chins could kill. Oh wow, I've not seen this one. Sequel to Chins. Wow, thank you very much. I am gonna track that one down. How to the Chin, Further Confessions of a B-Movie Actor. Fantastic. So that's the audio book there for the Bruce Campbell, If Chins Could Kill. That's the cover of I've got the hardback of it. And where's Make Love? Make Love the Bruce Campbell way. Well, you can get a paperback, which is that sort of cover there. But mine, I've got the hardback, which is Make Love, that one there, which is more that, him in that sort of smoking jacket. Fantastic. I'm actually making and writing, but I will look for that Hail to the Chin. I'm going to search that now. It's going to be on my radar. I'm actually making and writing the film. It's going to be a fun, low-budget film with my friends. After filming, I will release the trailer. Nice one. Jamie Hart, did you put up your tree yet? What is your favourite Christmas film? And what is yours, AJ? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 100%. Elf a close second. Home Alone is up there. I am going to do a Christmas ranking this year as part of my 12 Days of Christmas of my favourite Christmas films. As long as I didn't do that last year. I'll have to search back on my 12 Days of Christmas. But I will, because it might differ now. And my Christmas tree's not going up until 4th or 5th of December, which is early. I never used to do it until around the 12th because my daughter's birthday is on the 5th or 6th. 5th or 6th. Can't remember. I think it's the 6th. My daughter's birthday's on the 6th, and I've never wanted to have the overlap of I didn't want the aesthetic of Christmas on her birthday, but she's 17 now, so it don't really matter. And so the Christmas tree's going up in the December. Not only that, I have got a new Christmas tree. It's 7.5 feet tall, and it's over 1.5 meters, which is massive. And the base, comes out way over 1.5 meters. I don't do real trees, so I'll be looking forward to getting that up. But my missus did say, "Oh, we made a mistake." Because last year, because it's a new tree and I wanted it from last year, she goes, last year it was the 9.5 foot one we were looking at, which I can get in this room because these ceilings are, how high is the ceiling, Sue? 10-foot ceilings. So I can get the 9.5 foot in this room, but it's over 2 meters at the base. And thinking of it, looking at that, it's like, oh, that's silly size. Do you have a tree? Oh, I just answered that. So, yeah, you got the answer to that one already. In my old job, the bosses used to give me free Costa coffee when I worked in the kitchen, as she would always ask which flavour I wanted. She was a really nice boss. Okay, so my daughter does work in a large chain coffee thing. She's 17, so she does it while she's at college. She's studying law and criminal something or other. Anyway, and she gets free, well, whatever she wants, really, even on a break, free muffin, free sandwich or panini type thing, and a free drink, which is really good. And for a 17-year-old, the pay's really good in there. Well, she ain't even 7, she's 17 in December, but the pay's really good. I'm surprised. I never put up the tree until after Thanksgiving. My favourite Christmas movie is 2006 Black Xmas. Also love Eyes Wide Shut at Christmas time. Weird, I know. Eyes Wide Shut I've not seen in years. That's Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Is that Christmassy? Is Black Xmas a horror? Forgive my ignorance. Is that a horror Christmas film? It sounds like it. Bliston is in the West Midlands, 25 minutes from Wolverhampton. Okay, all right, cool. Yes, Tom Cruise classic. I myself own that film, says the monkey. I don't. I used to have it. I did have it on DVD back in the day, but is it available on Blu-ray? But it was before that era where I really did like Tom Cruise, I think. Jamie, I've been not having the best of weeks, to be honest. This week is the anniversary of my dad's passing, so I'm a bit messed up. I'll be back to normal soon enough, AJ's movie place. I'm sorry to hear that. How long's it been? I did lose my mother when I was about 16, actually, and yeah, so I understand. I've still got my dad. He's like 86 now, so I'm expecting the inevitable at some point to occur there. But yeah, it's difficult. I hope that just be strong. Just remember the good times. Keep that memory alive. As even if it's difficult and hard, keep that memory alive. I prefer Home Alone 1, my favourite Christmas film. That's from AK. Fantastic. I have an idea what you could do for 12 Days of Christmas. Home Alone 2. Who says I haven't done it? You have to wait and see. I have sort of stepped into sequel territory this time around. Don't worry. I have to start putting Christmas decorations, AJ, mate. I put a few lights in the window and I will put the tree up. But beyond that, I don't really do anything else now. The kids are very, the kids are grown up. Yeah, well, 17 for my daughter, 23 for my oldest boy, and I think my other boy's fast approaching 20. They've got girlfriends, so Christmas very much split between several households. So you know what I mean? It's so yeah. I don't feel the need to go all out for Christmas anymore, which is great, really. And I love Christmas. Favorite time of year. I really do. I really get into it. Um, but, you know, I used to do. I used to spray reindeer hooves outside and footprints outside with fake snow spray. And I'd say to the kids that Santa Claus would leave snowy footprints wherever he stepped. And I'd even spray them indoors on the laminate floor. The kids would get up on Christmas morning. And, you know, when they went to bed, the tree was empty, nothing under the tree. When they woke up in the morning, it was just full of presents, footprints all about. And, you know, and they loved it. It was fantastic time. I love to see it. That's the good thing about having children is that you get to relive life through them. You get to experience things again. You know, when you take a child to see something and it's something they haven't seen before, and you see their face witnessing something for the first time, you can't help but feel like you again are reliving that and seeing that again for the first time, just seeing it through their eyes, and it's a really great experience. And that's what Christmas was. um, you know, I'd get up early in the morning before they did, so I'd come down, I'd switch all the lights on, and in my old house I did have an open fire, and that would be on. Never used the open fire beyond Christmas, to be honest, but it would be on roaring away, and you know, it was really good. Yeah, probably just as a DVD on that one, Danny. Just grab the DVD. Yes, Hail to the Chin is a Bruce Campbell book. It was a gift, and I've yet to read it. If it's anything like his other books, you can't put him down. Bruce Campbell's he's fantastic because he sends himself up as well, doesn't he? You know, he doesn't mind taking a mickey out of himself. And if you know Bruce Campbell, you know his voice, you know him. When you're reading these books, he's in your mind, and it's like he's, you know, you can hear his voice, and they're really good. Isn't there a Cheerleaders Rush Hour coming out this year? I'm sure there is. No, what information did you find out on that other one? I think that was that other one you saw was an American version, wasn't it? Let me just search something up for you, because I know we haven't got Rush Hour 3 in this. Sorry, Rush Hour 2 has never had a Blu-ray release in this country, as far as I'm aware. That's not to say, Danny, that you can't get it in Germany. Switch over to Amazon Germany on your if you order from Amazon. Rush Hour Blu-ray. Okay, Danny. Okay, for £12.91 plus £2.72 postage, so you're looking at about 15 quid. You can get a Blu-ray triple pack of Rush Hour from Germany. Obviously, it's gonna be it'll have full English audio on it because I order a lot from Germany. That looks like really your only way of getting it. I don't believe there's a UK version coming. So just go over to Amazon Germany, mate, and they're pretty quick with postage as well. It's a great Amazon Germany, Amazon Italy, Amazon France. They're a fantastic gold mine of unreleased items. Yes, probably going to be 800 minutes. Cool. Jamie Hart, you will get through this. You lasted through the Red Room, so you can get through this. I believe in you. Where are we? Oh, blimey. My favourite films of Christmas are Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, Elf, Polar Express, and The Grinch. Okay, Jingle All the Way I have issues with. I did watch it last year or the year before. I think it was the year before last. I've got it on Blu-ray. I struggle with it. And The Grinch is another one I struggle with. Dr. Seuss. I can't get. I don't like Dr. Seuss stuff. So Cat in the Hat, The Grinch, Horton Hears a Who, is it? That sort of stuff. There's something I don't get about it, and it just doesn't work for me. To choose a normal Christmas movie, it's always a Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I've not seen that either. Yeah, I know the 4K of Christmas Story just came out, didn't it, over here a week or two ago at the same. Is it the same time as Elf? And see, I got Elf, I got Polar Express, and I got Christmas Vacation all in 4K. And yeah, I didn't get that because I've never seen it. Have you heard of the Winnie the Pooh horror film called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Yeah, vaguely. Is it out? Is it coming out? Is there something similar coming out? Absolutely monkey. I've uploaded the video. Going to be a premiere. Cool. AJ, I think your videos are awesome. Thank you. I don't believe that, but it's very nice of you to say. So with you and between you and AK, I've got my, I'm everyone's favourite YouTuber. But no, it's just a bit of fun. Yes, Black Xmas is a remake of the 1974 horror movie. I prefer the remake. Okay, all right. I've not seen the 1974 version either. Horror's not a massive genre that I go to. I've got, obviously there's some horrors I watch and some horrors I like, primarily mainstream horror more than anything else, but especially horror from the 80s, the sort of horror I grew up on, the Freddys, the Jasons, the Chuckies. Yeah, so horror very rarely does horror stick the landing for me. That's the whole problem. The concept is fine, but then by the time I get to the end, I'm like, oh, seriously? I think Malignant. I know a lot of people love Malignant, but as soon as it was this malignant cancer that come out the back of her, and it was like, I thought, oh, really? Jeepers Creepers. I thought the setup was fine. Although I have to ask how why this creeper's even got a driving license, I don't know. And if he only comes about for X amount of days every so many years, did he take 1 year off of killing people to go and learn how to drive? I don't know. Who looks after the vehicle for him while he's having his 30-year slumber or 23-year slumber or whatever it is? See what I mean? I questions like that just go into my head when I'm watching horror, and it just takes me right out of it. 7 years since my dad passed. Yeah, that's still fresh. Can I ask how old he was? Was he quite young? Yeah, it's well, like I said, how we deal with death is just as important as how we deal with life, and it's about as hard as it is, keep that memory alive, and they'll always be with you. It's difficult. Sorry to hear that. The monkey, that's a nice offer. Sorry to hear about your father. It's very hard. I lose my mum and father. It's not a great thing, but this is called life. We just don't know what's... No, and that's what makes it so special, really. That's what can make life so special, is that you don't know, do you? You don't know, you don't know what's going to happen. Let's face it, this could be my last time talking live on YouTube, because I could step out there tomorrow and get hit by a bus. You just don't know, do you? You don't know what's around that corner. What, sorry? Yeah, that's my wife. She said, especially if I'm driving it. She's actually a London bus driver. Yeah, imagine that. I step out in front of a bus and I was driving it. She'd probably aim it for me. But there he is, foot down. What was the... I'm moving on from that one. It was made. Good evening. Great to catch you live. Keep up the great content. Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I do appreciate kind words. Bloody hell, it's quite a lot of messages. 15 people watching. Wow. I was only going to pop on for 5 minutes. My mum is still around, but we don't speak. She's toxic. My dad was the only person who made me feel safe in the world. When I lost him, the panic I felt was overwhelming. Yeah, It's a shame that if your relationship with your mother is like that, that is unfortunate. But you know, um, I would say go and sort it out. But I know that sometimes it goes far beyond that. Yeah. Take you don't leave milk and cookies out for Santa anymore, AJ. Not anymore. Not anymore. Nor the carrots for the reindeer. Um, yeah, I used to love doing that for the kids. Yeah, it was great times. I loved it. I love Christmas. I love doing what I used to do for them. And I hope it's something that they'll take on and sort of do with their children or create their own. And we used to do, you know, a few times we've done like film nights in the lead up to Christmas. Each person had to choose a film to watch, Christmas related film, and everyone else had to watch it, you know. And I remember the one particular year I chose, and my daughter was like devastated because I chose Die Hard. She was only quite young. We should call it High Dard. Oh, I watched High Dard, the High Dard. She was quite young. Die Hard. But then I think she really enjoyed it when she watched it. She's not a film person. Yep. I take a look at Alan Jones. Cheers, AJ. So many good movies missed out in the UK. There are. Amazon Germany get a lot of stuff that we don't get over here. You know, even some films that are shown on Hulu get releases over there at times, and yeah. Also, ones that we get over here on just DVD are released over there on Blu-ray as well. Bal, great comment. Another film you could do for 12 Days of Christmas is the new Ryan Reynolds Will Ferrell film called Spirited. It's not out yet. It's out tomorrow at cinemas and Apple TV Plus because it is one. Yeah, I will watch that because I like Ryan Reynolds, although he is Ryan Reynolds in everything he does. Will Ferrell, I really like for the most part. Some of his movies do hit and miss with me. First Anchorman. I watched the first Anchorman film, I remember, and I had to ask the question whether the copy or the version that I watched was edited of all its humour, because I just didn't find it funny at all. But I like Will Ferrell. And I will be watching that, but it won't form part of the 12 Days of Christmas because I'll just do a review as when I see it. Bow, can't stand the Rush Hour films. Truly awful. Chris Tucker is so annoying. I haven't seen. I do have. I think I've got one on Blu-ray. First one. I haven't seen them for a long time. I did see all three of them. I didn't mind them at the time. I don't know how they've grown. What about the Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights film? What do you think of them? Just working from one Jackie Chan to another. Because I haven't seen them again. I never fancied a rewatch of them when I saw them. When Monkey talks about the Red Room, it's a reference to Twin Peaks and the fan film I was in, or at least my voice is. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Is that available on? Is that on YouTube? Is it out next year, 2023? Sup my G. Sup my G. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I was like, I'm like, I was like, what the hell does that mean? But I get it. What's up my G? I don't know what G is though. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I'm not very good with sort of other versions of English, shall we say? Okay, cool. I'll buy typo. Okay, the monkey finger up. Oops, I don't know what I've pressed there. I've gone past things. Okay, the monkey, mate. What's your favourite actor you love the most? I wouldn't be a YouTuber without my love and knowledge of all things horror. Fantastic. Horror's got its big thing, isn't it? Horror's a big, it's got a big following. People love their horror. Oh, look, I need a shave. Look. I need to start doing something with his beard. Kids horror films coming out is balmy. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, the mean ones, The Grinch, Peter Pan, Neverland, Nightmare, and now announced Thor. It's just kids ain't gonna see it. I mean, I do have the what's it called? The banana one. The banana. I forget what it's called. And there's a horror film I've got, and it's the same, based upon a kids thing. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, move on from that. How's my dad? Yeah, I saw him a few hours ago. He's all right. I had to leave because he was just dozing off on the sofa. It's age fear, but he's good. He's good. I'll take him shopping in a few days. Cool. On the subject of horror, I just got the Nightmare on Elm Street collection on DVD 1-7. Anyone have problems with subtitles, turn them off, and the bloody things just keep coming back up. Really? Oh, that's not good. I saw. I got the opportunity to see Wes Craven's new Nightmare about 5 months before it came out here. The official release here in the UK. There was a film festival up in Leicester Square, and there was a one showing of that, and it was introduced by Wes Craven. He came out onto the stage, of the theatre and of cinema, and sort of personally introduced the film. And I quite like that version, that new Nightmare one. But I enjoy Freddy Krueger as a character. I know some of the films are duds and that, but I quite enjoyed him as a character. He was 63. I feel that that was very young. That's very, very young age. Keep on laughing like that, AJ. I don't know what to say. I feel for you. Great Xmas horror flick, Santa's Sleigh. Never heard of it. Should I visit some horror films this Christmas? Some Christmas horrors. I'm wondering. Yeah, I did gloss over that very quickly. Moving on. Moving on. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. Is that the Blu-ray set? But was that the Blu-ray set? The one in the white, in the off-white coloured box. DVD set, mate. I watched Ryan Reynolds on a TV show called Two Guys and a Girl and a Pizza. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Richard Harris. AJ's Movie Place. Yes, it's called Queen of Hearts, and it's on the channel called Annie Blackburn. You can watch it in parts. Watch it for a 4-hour cut. Wow, that's long. War and Peace. Can't stand any American Jackie Chan films. Loved all of his fight scenes and stunts in his Golden Harvest Hong Kong films in the 80s. I've never really got into Jackie Chan. Don't know why. Kung Fu films are not really a thing for me. It's all good. Just popping in and saying hello. Enjoying the stream, I must say. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do go into B&M. I do see a lot of them. I'm always looking at the Doctor Who stuff in there. When I visit B&M, and like when I go to Forbidden Planet and that. Yeah. I'm going to Brighton over the weekend, so I will try and film HMV CX if I can. HMV is pretty big there. Should meet up with Kermit's Ghost. Banana Splits, that's the one. Yes. I've not yet watched it. Winnie the Pooh has always been a little bit off. I mean, he doesn't wear pants, you know. No, he doesn't. Rolando Flores, hello. How are you doing? Jamie Hart? Inherent, do I? Willy's Wonderland with Nick Cage was a very strange movie, and I must admit, strangely enjoyable. I had fun with that. Squidward doesn't wear pants either. Is that in? Is that SpongeBob SquarePants character? You got to see New Nightmare Early, introduced by Wes too. Yeah. It was, like I said, it was a film festival that was held in Leicester Square. It was in Leicester Square, and my mate went to see it. Obviously, a long time ago now. Yeah, it was good. It was good. What other film did I get to see early? I got early tickets to that Van Damme one. Not that it was introduced by anyone, but I saw a special screening of Sudden Death. Yeah, the Die Hard rip-off one with Van Damme. And that was about 5-6 months early, or 4 months. I don't know how long. Back in them days, you had a bigger release window, didn't you, between the US and the UK? So it might have been about 6 months early. I can't remember how I got tickets to that. But yeah, obviously I went to see it. It was free. Jamie Hart, pants overrated. Squidward would make pants overrated. Squidward would make a decent horror antagonist. Anything that lacks pants should be approached with caution. Do you know Elvis was a 2-hour, 32-minute film and there was a 4-hour cut? Yeah, I believe that. There are a lot of films that are filmed and then, very long and then get cut. Yes, it is. AJ, I beat you to JT. I already got a horror series out called December and reviewed 2 films already. Okay, all right. I'll check that out. December. That's a great title. December. Yeah, I'm in awe of that title. That's great. Matthew Nichols, hello. This is my life, Danny. BM has so much great stuff. They do indeed. They do have a lot of decent stuff and things that appear in there. Always worth a look. Good evening to my fellow watchers. Old Man Collector. GTA. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it further down. Got to go to my tea now. If you're going to go Premier later, see you later. See you later. Have you played GTA? I've had a go on GTA. My kids have played GTA. I've had a little go of I like the idea of an open map game where you can just drive around and do what you want. But I've not really played it per se. I've just played it. I said to my son, let me have a go. Let me have a little drive. Let me go and nick a car and run someone over and that sort of thing, But no, I've not really played it. Matt from Matt V's Movies. Hi, Matt. How are you doing? Yeah, I thought I'd go live. But yeah, a great stream. A lot of fantastic questions. Nothing untoward. Bit disappointed. Monkey says, Matt. Stephen says, what's up, Matt? Matt, I'm a huge fan, says the monkey. Hi, Matt, mate. Look, Matt's getting a lot of love. I'm way too good looking to be your boyfriend, says, do you eat chips every day? What kind of chips are your favourite? No, I don't eat chips every day. When was the last time we had chips? No, I don't even remember having them a week ago. No, I don't eat. We don't eat chips very much, to be honest. Maybe if I like stop off at McDonald's, I'll have chips. What are my favourite chips? I don't really know. It's a really difficult question. What kind of chips are your favourite? I don't know. I don't know. What? I like French fries. I do like when they're crunchy French fries. I don't really like. The McDonald's ones are very soggy. Well, not soggy, but they coat them in so much salt. I'm not a lover of salt. But no, I don't eat chips every day. Very rare Do I eat chips, really? Hi, the monkey, Stephen and AK. That's cool though. Seeing any film early is always great. Only film I've seen early is a war film called Journey's End, which our college class got to be extras in. Oh, that's great. That's it's great getting to be extras in something. Monkey, AJ. The thing I hate about GTA is they keep re-releasing JT on consoles. It was originally Xbox 360, right? I don't know. Is that quite? I don't know. I don't know. It means GTA 5. Yeah, I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know how many GTAs there are. Yeah, I don't know. It's more of my kids' territory. That sort of thing. That Titans of Cult Star Trek set looks disappointing. Yeah, it did from the get go. I don't really like the artwork on it. Like I've always said, that badge. Why wouldn't you put a Star Trek? Why wouldn't you put a com badge in there as a badge? That's what gets me. That is such a no-brainer decision. You know, let's put a com badge in there. A badge like a com badge. I don't know. Why would you get a badge like that? And that little notebook. Well, let's have a look in this book. Really nice looking book. Oh, look, black square bound, gold leaf writing and logo on it. And open it up, and it's a notebook. Can't even give you a little pen with it. A little pen, right? You know how a Parker pen has that little sort of thing on the end of the the clippy bit of the pen, right? Okay, you give me a Star Trek pen, only a little one, to match the notebook, right? And you have that bit, and you have that end bit, the shape of the insignia. But no, here's a little notebook, and there's not even a pen with it. GTA 5, yeah. What's your favourite Marvel movie? Hands down, The Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's the one that, I really felt that at the end of that film there was change coming, and because of the whole shield thing and take down a shield, but you never really got the sense of it moving forward, unfortunately. But no, Winter Soldier's the best. And as a trilogy, the Captain America trilogy is my favourite trilogy within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The character himself, his journey through the first three phases is the most impactful for me. The end of Endgame is not so much the death of Tony Stark. It's the Steve Rogers stuff that I find to be the most profound stuff, because I've got an affinity for that character of Captain America. At a time when the comics were written by Ed Brubaker, who actually created the character of the Winter Soldier as well. Although the Winter Soldier was Bucky Barnes, which is already an existing character, the Winter Soldier never came about until Ed Brubaker was a writer on Captain America. And it's like the Highlander mythos. It's the romanticized. It's the romance that comes with it. You've got a guy who's lived through this era, who comes out of this era where sensibilities and people were different. People had different sensibilities back then. They had a different ethics to them, and you've got a character that stands for this stuff that and fitting him in today's world. I just think it's fantastic that he stands up for what he believes in. He's not a yes man to the government or to the military, but more of I come from this time and these are my beliefs, and I'm carrying these beliefs through into today's era. And I just think that's just it just speaks to me, that kind of writing of a character, and yeah, I love it. Favorite Trek movie, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Hands down, I think that's most people's, apart from Michael over at Michael's Movie Corner, who would say the Borg one, First Contact. But I think that's a generational thing. But for me, definitely Star Trek II: the Wrath of Khan. And surprisingly, because I rewatched them a couple of years ago, I sat through all of them, and I would actually put Star Trek: Search for Spock above the Voyage Home. I know people love the Voyage Home. I understand, because it's one of the most accessible Star Trek films for people, but I think it's aged quite badly. Being that it's set in the 80s, on Earth in the 80s, it gives it a sense of age, whereas the other Star Trek films don't have that. And I think that Search for Spock is quite an emotive, powerful film, thematically in what it does. You know, the death of Kirk's son, the Enterprise, destruction of the Enterprise, the theft of the Enterprise. There's some fantastic scenes in that film. There really are. I think it's a very underrated Star Trek movie, and I think that's because it's positioned between. I mean, I get it. From a psychological point of view, because you had Star Trek 2, and it's much like Dark Knight Rises coming after the Dark Knight, that you're never going to top what you got there. But I do think that over time, I mean, years ago I would have said Star Trek: The Voyage Home was up there, but I think now that it certainly has aged, and it's showing its age. Not to say it's not a good film, it is. I just think over time I would have grown more towards Star Trek 3 over Star Trek 4, but Star Trek 2, my favourite. First Contact and Wrath of Khan for me. Yeah, First Contact's a good film. Turn it off. But that's fine. Star Trek First Contact is a fine film. However, it doesn't feel very thematic to me. It doesn't aesthetically. I still feel like I'm watching a TV film with a bit of a higher budget. Honestly speaking, I think that for me, out of the 4 Next Generation movies, Star Trek Generations is my favourite, because it feels more filmic. I think part of the issue, and I'll get criticised for this, part of the issue with my concerns for Star Trek First Contact is Jonathan Frakes directing. I'm not saying Jonathan Frakes is a bad director, he's not. But because he's come from Star Trek, it's very much a Star Trek feel to it. It's very, do you know what I'm saying? You know, Nicholas Meyer came onto Star Trek 2, and he had nothing to do with Star Trek, and he gave us a fabulous film. And I think that's what some of these Next Generation films needed. You needed an external voice to give you something stronger. But as a sort of, you know, a Star Trek film that is you know, I can see why people gravitate towards it. It's not a bad film. It's a good film. It's a film I can have fun with. A lot of the humor elements don't work for me, though. You know, the scenes where, like, they're on Earth, and Marina Sirtis and Marina Sirtis is drunk. I think the acting is abysmal there. But some of Patrick Stewart's acting, on the other hand, is fantastic. The scene in his ready room, or in his office, when he smashes the window, and you know, he's likened to Captain Ahab. You know, there's some fantastic acting by Patrick Stewart there. But the film does suffer from also, it needs to put you into the action at the get-go. It doesn't want to set anything up. It needs to, you know, because it's in those first 5 minutes, you have the attack with the ball, you have the ball going, and straight away, it's happened. It's happened. You only had a chance to sit down in the cinema, tuck into your popcorn, they're already in the past. Oh, sorry, I'm ranting. I'm not ranting. It's a decent film, but I'm just very critical. What's your favourite foods, AJ, mate? Have you tried Indian food? If you've tried, what's your favourite? I do like Indian food, not too spicy though. Suzanne, what's my favourite Indian? Tikka masala. She knows everything. She knows more than I know about me. Tikka masala. There we go. That's your answer. But my favourite food is Caribbean chicken. I make this. I've made it for years. it's Caribbean chicken dish, right? So what I do is I get the chicken thighs, and I take the skin off, season them in Caribbean powder, and generally overnight for the best effect. And then I get I use some sugar in oil, and heat it up until it's caramelizing. Then throw in the chicken, so it caramelizes the chicken, right? A fair bit of sugar is used, okay, right? Then I chop up onion, pepper, and potatoes into cubes. Now the pepper and the onion goes in with the chicken. Then you top it up with water and you let it just boil and simmer and that sort of a thing. Then a bit later I'll throw in and it's very slow cook for quite a while. Then I'll throw in the potato. Now the potato has to go very soft, right? And this is then served on rice. But by this point the water's gone and you're left with a sauce, because all the ingredients react with the water, and the water goes away. Might add a bit of corn flour to thicken it up, and then serve it on rice. Now I know that the idea of serving a bit of potato on rice is a bit, because they're both carbs, aren't they? But it's a wonderful meal, wonderful. Yeah, but my missus has perfected it in that I used to, the chicken would be whole, but now she shreds the chicken, and there's no bone in it, but the chicken's now shredded in it, and she's taken it and done with it. Lovely. Chunky chips, yum. The monkey, I could answer a lot of GTA. Well, there you go. If you want someone to speak to about GTA, go over to This Is My Life, Danny's channel. Talk GTA. I can't talk GTA. Not my cup of tea. Have you been to the United States or any other country? I've not been to the United States, no. I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to Norway. I've been to France, Germany, Italy on several occasions. My ex-wife was actually Italian. Spain, Gibraltar, which is part of it's UK territory at the bottom of Spain. Places like that generally. I was due to go to, I was really looking forward to it, to Iceland. But then COVID hit and I never got there. I still mean to go there. I want to go to Iceland. It looks beautiful, and I want to go up into the Arctic Circle a bit. I want to go on a cruise that will take me up there. I was meant to be going this year to around the Baltic, so into Russian Federation and places like that. I really wanted to visit, St. Petersburg because of the architecture. For obvious reasons, that didn't happen. Yes. Would I ever buy another snake? Probably not. No, no. I think that's past. If someone offered me one, and it wouldn't go to a better home, then I would probably take it on. But no, Mrs. wouldn't like it anyway. I've got a tortoise. That's it now. And getting fingers crossed, a new dog next year. I used to keep rats. When my kids got to that age, they wanted a hamster. They came to me and said, "Dad, I want a hamster. Can we get a hamster?" And I said, "No, you can have a rat. I'll get you a rat." And because rats are wonderful creatures. They can be so domesticated. They're not like mice, in that a mouse will keep a mouse mentality. A rat, if you've got a rat on its own, I have tried 2 rats, and they keep a very rat mentality more. So it's harder to break them with that mentality. But a single rat on its own will domesticate, and they're so lovely. They're you know, I don't know if I can find pictures. I got pictures on my phone. And the kids loved this. You know, they've had several rats when they were younger, but I had this. The first one I ever got them, it was named Sky, and it was a pedigree rat, shall we say? It was a blue rat. I get blue cats, and look, they loved it. It loved them. One thing I'll say is that I've never been bitten by a rat. I have been bitten by hamsters. Hamsters are very bitey, but can be. But a rat, I've never been bitten by a rat. I'm trying to find a photo. I don't know if I've got one. So here we go. Here we go. Okay, look. There's my daughter when she was very young. As you can see, there's like a that rat on her there. And this was called Sky. And then my son, my youngest son, when he was little, same rat. And it was so nice. It was such a lovely rat. It developed cancer in the end. It was a female rat. Now what's happened is that over time the DNA has weakened within. Animals don't live as long as they used to, pet animals, because the DNA is weakened because so much inbreeding, this sort of thing. Not only that, the where rats were tested for breast cancer, that sort of genome actually made its way out of the laboratories and into the pet rat circle. So this rat actually developed a form of breast cancer, and twice I actually, you know, because it was such a lovely creature and it was only a rat, I had it operated on. I took it to the vets and had this lump removed twice, and it cost about 120 quid each time. And then in the end, I had to make the decision to have this rat put down. You know, they've only got a short lifespan anyway, and about 5-6 years, something like that, right? If you're lucky. And I swear to you, I was in floods of tears taking this rat. Taking this rat down. It's a rat. But I was in floods of tears having to take this rat down to be put down. It was so friendly. It loved the kids. The kids loved it. Beautiful creature. Take care, Stephen. Good day, Stephen. What? Okay, I'm going to have to cut this off in 5 minutes because my missus has just given me the middle finger. No, she gave me the thumbs up that dinner's coming. So what? Why are you whispering? But dinner's coming very soon. Late, Stephen. Have a good day, Stephen. Missed opportunity. TOC, Star Trek. Yes. Let's try and rush through these because I've got 5 minutes. When she calls, I'm going to have to go. Otherwise, I'll get beaten. No, she's lovely. Can Marvel and DC characters cross paths with each other? They have done in the comics. Yeah, they have done in the comics. Many a time. Not so much recently. I've got Punisher Batman comics where they met up. In the past, you've had, back in the day, you've had Superman Hulk, I think, or Superman Spider-Man, Batman Hulk, something like that. I've got a graphic novel with these earlier crossovers in. It has happened. I agree. Winter Soldier is severely underrated, AJ. Did it ever get released on 4K? It did. It did get 4K release, yes. Thoughts on Disney Plus introducing adverts but charging the same subscription? I think Disney Plus is very cheap compared to other streaming services, and they've done that to get numbers, obviously, so it was inevitable that something was going to happen down the line. It is what it is. As long as the adverts are not mid-film and you're forced to watch it at the beginning of, rather than unskippable at the beginning of, yeah, it's what it is. Take care, Stephen. Bye. The Man Out of Time and the Man Who Lost His Way. Classic overlooked film, AJ. Okay, I'll see that. What did you think of Civil War, Captain America? Very good. I enjoyed it. I loved the villain I love the fact that the villain got the better of him. And he's not even a superpowered villain. You know, Zemo. It was just intellect, and you know, he won essentially in that film. He won because he done what he set out to achieve, which was break up the Avengers, and it happened at the end. Fantastic film. Winter Soldier. Yep. I like Captain America. If you woke up in 70 odd years, what would you do? I don't know, but I'm going to have to shoot off now. Oh, not yet. I loved Captain America Civil War. What about you? I loved it. Great film. I'm trying to rush through these. Sorry, people. I have to agree with you on Winter Soldier. Loved the Brubaker run. It was fantastic, wasn't it? And even his run on Daredevil after Brian Michael Bendis. The Brian Michael Bendis Brubaker run was phenomenal. They complemented Brubaker complemented Bendis by coming after. But his Captain America run was phenomenal. Are you a fan of the JJ Star Treks? I don't mind them. I don't mind them. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of them as such. I think they were cleverly written in that they are, it's a remake of Star Trek, but dressed up again as a sort of semi-side sequel series. I thought that was quite clever, but much like how Star Wars, Rocky, Jurassic Park, Vacation gave you all these films. This era was big of films that were sequels, but remakes, if you can see that. But let's have an OG member, and so I didn't mind the cast. I enjoyed the cast. I thought Chris Pine was good. I thought what's his name, Judge Dredd guy, was fantastic. What's his Billy the Butcher? Blood of Christ, boys, names eluding me. I thought the cast was really good, and even Spock, Zachary Quinto as Spock. I found The Search for Spock very emotional film with Kirk and Spock. It's a good film. Though on only theatrical releases being released on 4K and extended cut. It's not on Blu-ray again, shortchanged. Yes, that's always you mean the J.A. Abrams? That's what we're talking about, aren't we? Yeah. I love the Winter Soldier film too. Yeah, it was good. How much is Disney Plus? I have no idea. Is it $6.99 still? I'm not sure. What about Nemesis with Data and Picard? So I'm not going to get. I wish I could get through all these questions. I'm not going to be able to. I'm afraid. I really am sorry. What about Nemesis with Data and Picard? Not watched Nemesis for a long, long time. I thought they copped out on the Data death by doing what they done at the very end with, was it Before? Is that his name? Yeah, Before. I thought that was a right cop out. Like they weren't brave enough to actually kill Data off and say that his memory lived on in this, potentially in the that's a cop out. Yep. Have you seen? No, I've not watched it yet. I'll wait for the Disney Plus release. I remember when they made Riker Q and he went power mad. Yep. Tikka Masala, yummy. Generations, my favourite. I love Generations. First Contact is Die Hard on the Enterprise. Love that in your head when you watch it. Have that in your head when you watch the next. I promise it will be a completely different. They do it. They've done an episode though. Next Generation done an episode where it was very Die Hardy. It was Picard alone on the Enterprise, running around the Enterprise, didn't they? And that's where I go to when I think Die Hard on the Enterprise. I love chicken curry with rice, AJ. I'm having a curry tomorrow, I think. But I might have it. I don't know. So what are we having? Am I having cauliflower rice? Oh, doner kebab. My wife makes a fantastic kebab. The meat is just so lovely. I do like Generations, Danny, but we do have curry on a. Is it done? Oh, everyone, I'm going to have to go because I've been summoned to the dinner table. So I really appreciate the questions. It's been fantastic. 2 hours have flown by. I will come back on live again in the next couple of days. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all the questions. There's still loads. There's loads of comments, and I feel bad. I really do. But alas, she has spoken, which means I have to go a-running. So thank you all, and I shall see you all very, very soon. A new video will be up tonight in a bit, and I will do this other steelbook that's hidden here as well for tomorrow. And keep an eye on my Speed 2 Cruise Control Defending a Dud tomorrow. And if anyone wants to watch that, they can put to me any other films that they would like me to do in my Defending a Dud series, and I'll take a look at it, and I will see if I can actually defend the worst of the worst films out there. Thank you very much, and I shall see you all later. And apologies I didn't get through the questions. Goodbye all. Have a nice evening.